At Cover Me Safety Zone, our main product is the silicone waterproof shoe cover. This unique item falls within the fashion industry. The fashion industry globally has a workforce of 3.4 billion people. The fashion industry global market retail sales around $352 billion with an annual growth rate of 8.3%. The fashion industry is a very large industry. On the local front, the fashion industry is deemed viable. However, it still operates within a small domestic market with a disposable income. While the global fashion industry is very structured, locally it is fragmented due to hesitation of partnerships and sharing of production costs. The silicone waterproof shoe cover falls within the secondary sector as raw material is required to produce the final product. As we have come to know, Porter's 5 Forces model is a framework for understanding the competitive forces at work in an industry that drives the way economic value is divided among industry factors. With this in mind, evaluation for our shoe cover is as follows. The threat of new entrants is medium to high globally. However, it is not strong enough to prevent a company like ours, Cover Me Safety Zone, from entry into the market, as our focus are more local than international. The threat of substitutes are high. Clients can easily outsource a similar product on their own by shopping online. However, this is not a deterrent for our company. Rivalry among firms is medium to high, as the companies which provide a similar product is outside of our geographic location. The bargaining power of buyers is low, as Cover Me Safety Zone will be the only company manufacturing and producing silicone waterproof shoe covers locally. The bargaining power of suppliers is very low. There are over 1,700 suppliers who offer competitive rates for our raw material, that is silicone, therefore allowing Cover Me Safety Zone to have a competitive advantage to keeping our prices low and maintaining quality of our goods. As we continue to examine the industry, we are now focused on the key external factors that may affect our business via the PESTLE analysis. On the political forefront, Cover Me Safety Zone pays duties imposed by the government for importation of our raw material used in making our silicone waterproof shoe cover. Economically, businesses are now being reopened after a standstill for approximately 1 year or so, resulting in no economic growth. This was as a result of the global pandemic COVID-19. Socially, we are in the Christmas season and it's time for spending and buying gifts, to which our product can be gifted to friends and family. On the technological forefront, our company is committed to investing in research for upgrades and development of our waterproof shoe covers. Legally, Cover Me Safety Zone is guided by the minimum wage in its recruitment process for compensation packages. Environmentally, Cover Me Safety Zone is located within an industrial estate, so to provide for any climate change and or any impact that could affect the environment. Competition. Yes, the waterproof shoe cover has competition. We have direct competition, which is one local competitor, TrinidadDessertsCart.com. This company offers a similar item. However, the product is not stored Pods can be retrieved via online purchase, the same facility which Amazon or eBay provides. Additionally, we also have indirect competitors which provide a host of safety products not limited to shoe covers.
Okay, so let's talk about the product, some of its descriptions, and its key features. Firstly, it's non-slip outside design. What does this mean? Outside of the waterproof shoe cover is specially designed with a raised pattern that gives it grooves much like a tire. This non-slip design provides it with a function so that you could walk over surfaces that would otherwise be slippery. Another function is that it is unisex. Its sleek and neutral design makes it so that all genders could wear it without worry. Another boostable feature is that its compatibility. Now it is very stretchy so that you can wear it with multiple different sizes of shoes. So you don't have to worry about finding one with your exact fit, and you could also share it with a friend with a different shoe size. Another one of its key features is that it's durable. Keep in mind that this is something that's going to be taking a beating every time you use it because you're walking on it and it's a surface between the ground and your shoe. So it's durable and it could withstand that. Another feature is that it's reusable. It's not a one-time use thing. Feel free to use it multiple times until it needs replacing. Uh, Another really loved feature of mine is that it's easy to fold and carry. It's something that's very flexible, so you could just stick it in your back pocket, slip it in your purse, and leave home without a worry. One of its key attributes, if not the key attribute, is that it is waterproof. This is something that's going to protect your shoes, your socks, and your feet from getting wet, protected from the outside elements. Keep in mind that an umbrella will not always suffice because an umbrella will not always protect your lower regions of your body from getting wet. So this is where that comes in. The type of material is silicone, so you know it's stretchy, it's flexible, and it's also recyclable. And there is also an external health benefit by keeping your feet dry. It could also save you from a trip to the hospital. The product life cycle. The product is still in its introductory stage, so there is no determined life cycle at the current time.
Let's discuss the marketing plan. Our target markets are individuals within the age group 18 to 50 years, and there are two segments. In terms of age, we have the 18 to 30 and the over 30 years. The gender is male and female, status lower middle class, lifestyle frequent travelers who use public transport to get to their destination. The needs are to experience comfort while wearing the waterproof silicone shoe cover, and the cover must protect the shoe while it is being worn. In terms of market research, we have prime information from primary and secondary data. Research was conducted by distributing questionnaires to random members of the traveling public. Regarding the secondary data, information was collected via the internet about our competitors and market trends. In terms of the competition, we have one direct competitor, and they are trinidad.desertcard.com, where they are online retailers similar to Amazon, where customers can purchase the product online and collect their packages when they are shipped to Trinidad and Tobago. The price of their product is $290, and our Cover Me Safety Zone product is cost at $180. In terms of the indirect competitors, there are numerous international key players in the market. There are big names such as Cordova Safety Products, Royal Shoe Cover, Nelson Jameson Inc., Titan International, and McKesson. Future market insights say that the demand is increasing for waterproof shoe covers, as the waterproof shoe cover protects the user from all types of liquid. The significant benefit of the rubber cover is that its refusal to conduct electricity. The waterproof shoe cover reduces the risk of falls and injuries as well as the risk of contamination. In terms of future insights, the water shoe covers are segmented into disposable and non-disposable shoe covers. Information taken from The Guardian states that approximately 720,000 people, which is 56% of the population, use public transport on a weekly basis. It is safe to make an estimation that Cover Me shoe cover will attract at least 100,000 people in the first year of production. In terms of the market results, the questionnaires were distributed to the target market to determine their perception of the silicone shoe cover, to build brand awareness, to forestall product attractiveness, and gauge customers' intent to forecast sales. In terms of the results, we're seeing that 33% of the participants were saying that they will consider using the shoe cover, and 43% of the population said that they never saw any product, they're not familiar with the product, whilst 57% of the population stated that they have seen something similar to our product. Marketing and sales strategy. In terms of the strategies, in terms of product, we're using a differentiation. The trendy look of the waterproof shoe cover and the material, the rubber use, its unisex ability sets the product apart from our competitors. Regarding price, the price strategy will be market-led. There are local and international competitors within the market. Online sales will allow residents to purchase their shoe cover online and receive their packages within 2 to 3 weeks. The market is highly competitive and the target market are seeking affordable prices, hence the reason that the decision was made to consider ourselves a price taker in terms of strategy. Please, the organization will have an online store allowing them to deliver the product once the shoe cover is purchased online. Online transactions facilitate the ease of monetary transactions from the premises of home or at any preferred location. The product will be sold to wholesalers in bulk who wish to supply the product to retailers. Based on the location of the business at Sawa, it will be used mainly for production and storage. In terms of promotion, the promotional efforts will comprise of above the line, which is the advertising, and below the line, which is the sales promotion. Objectives of advertising will be to build brand awareness, inform customers of the new product, persuade customers to purchase the product, educate customers about the benefits of using the product. Forms of media used for advertising: social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter will capture the target audience. Instagram is more geared for the younger segment of the 18 to 25-year-olds, and Facebook and Twitter will capture the older segment, older than 25 years to 50 years of age. Traditional forms of media such as radio and newspapers will be used to engage the younger generation. We have the 96.7 and the 100.5 Slam radio station and 95.5 for the mature groups. The organization will capitalize on prime time slots to ensure maximum reach with the advertisements. In terms of sales promotion, the objective of the sales promotion is really a temporary campaign to increase the interest in the product and boost sales. Upon purchasing the shoe cover, the customer will receive a 10% coupon on the next purchase. This will heighten demand and customers will receive considerable savings. In terms of market share and penetration, we're looking at the sales forecast of 700 to 1,000 pair of the waterproof silicone covers will be sold each month at the price of $180. It is hoped that through effective pricing methods, extensive advertising, innovative methods, and building customer relationships, that market share will increase.
Hi, my name is Ronald Jackman. I'm a member of the board of directors and I'll be explaining the operational plan for you. Starting with our most vital step before we can do anything. What is it? Acquiring our raw materials, right? So for this, we've chosen a company in China by the name of Jiangsu Coastal Advanced Material Limited. They're suppliers of all types of silicone and provide a large amount of flexibility when it comes to the desired type of material that you want for your product. We've also enlisted a customs brokerage by the name of Expeditors Services Limited. Their job will be to facilitate the transport of our imported goods to our warehouse and as well as handle the legal aspects of this product. Okay, great. So now that we have our raw material, we can start talking about our fixed assets that we need for production and supply. Firstly, we'll need a computer for quality control. This computer will serve as a database for all the ins and outs of our warehouse. Now this computer will will record the amount of raw materials that we have, the packaging materials, and how much products we have made overall. So this computer will make sure the process runs smoothly in its entirety. Secondly, we'll need the hydraulic heat press. Now, this is one of our more vital fixed assets as we'll need this to actually create the product in the first place. This is what's going to mold the silicone into the shoe cover that we are creating. Thirdly, we'll need a vacuum sealer machine. This will be for packaging and vehicles for delivery. Hi. Great. Now that we actually have everything sorted, how do you actually make the thing? Okay, so let's follow through the steps from start to finish. Step 1 will be cutting. You'll first need to cut the solid silicone rubber sheets into pieces of specified dimensions. Now, the pieces will need to be 4 inches in length, 1 inch in width, and 1 centimeter in thickness. After correctly cutting the strips, now you can move on to step 2, which is placing the strip of silicone into the press for molding. Now, the heat press, the hydraulic heat press, will have a metal plate shaped like a shoe that you will place the strip on top of, which it would take in and then press. The purpose for cutting the strips into these desired dimensions is so that the machine will have just the right amount of material to do the molding. After step 2, you can move on to step 3, which is the removal and cleanup of the excess material. When the machine is done pressing, the plates will come out and the machine operator would then remove any excess silicone from around the product that it may have. After this, the machine operator will then remove the shoe cover from the plate and send it down for inspection. This is where step 4 comes in, inspection and testing. The product, the shoe cover, will need to go through various testing phases to make sure it holds up so that it can go out on the market. Just a few of these tests will be the waterproof test. This test will serve to prove that the shoe cover is actually indeed waterproof and there is no defaults, no holes, no cracks, so that water can seep into the rubber in the inside. Another test that it will have to go through is a durability and a stretch test. The durability and stretch test will serve to prove that the shoe cover can withstand the harsh environments that it will be subjected to, and also be able to stretch to properly fit the different sizes of shoes that it will need to cover. Step 5 now, it will move on to packaging. This is where the product will be cleaned up, placed in its packaging, sealed, and lastly shipped out for selling.
Good evening. My name is Felicia Hercules, and I am a member of the board of directors. Here we have the organizational chart for Cover Me Safety Zone. We have the CEO, then we have the board of directors, the corporate secretary, the vice president's marketing, Vice President Human Resources, and the Vice President Finance and Legal, and the drivers and the warehouse staff. On the next slide, we have the management and key personnel directors. We have Mrs. Margaret Millett Lovell, Mrs. Felicia Hercules, Mr. Ronald Jackman, Ms. Onika Lewis, and Ms. Janice Hinkson. At Cover Me Safety Zone, we think highly of our employees and we try to motivate them as much as possible. In terms of the motivational strategies that are used, there's the open door policy, where employees are able to come in and talk to senior management about any issue and have that matter resolved. There's the Employee of the Month for outstanding performance. There are team building exercises that try to unite employees together and to enable them to see the bigger picture and to recognize that they are needed. Then there's the Sales Employee of the Year, based on the fact that the organization wants to engage in sales. We're trying to get our employees to focus highly on sales and to be brand ambassadors for the organization. Then there are the Arise and Shine Awards for any spots, any on-spot performance or any wow moments with customers, suppliers, internal customers. There's also benefits and entitlements that our employees receive. They are granted 14 days sick leave per year, and it will increase based on the years of service. Then there's vacation leave, 20 days vacation leave per year, and it will increase based on the years of service. Female employees are entitled to maternity leave, that's 90 days with pay. Then there's also casual leave that employees are entitled to 7 days per year, and it will increase based on their years of service. And there's also a phone allowance entitlement for directors and drivers.
Financial planning. Every business needs a solid financial plan. At Cover Me Safety Zone, the directors of this company was sold on the idea from the jump and contributed $20,000 of their personal income as capital towards this business venture. Ideally, the same confidence was given when a pitch was made to an angel investor who also contributed $300,000 for 20% equity in the business. Securing the funding to carry on this venture, return of investment, risk, trends, size of the market, and projected growth rate was considered for our financial projections, which include break-even analysis, startup business plan, cash flow, balance sheet, and profit and loss statement. Our startup expenditure included pre-operating expenses, fixed assets, operating costs, which include rent, advertising, salary, wages, insurance, utilities, office supplies, and overall total operating expenses. The basic necessities for any startup business. With the low price of our silicone waterproof shoe cover at $180 and the variable cost at $60, the break-even analysis shows on an average of a 24-day per month operation, at least 3 pairs must be sold per day for our business to break even, with a sales projection of about 9,000 customers within the first quarter, just a little over $1 million in sales. The ratio for our net profit over our net sales is approximately 58%, which is in good standards.
So now let's talk a little bit about the risks. Some risks that we would have had to take into consideration would have been market risks, financial risks, competitive, physical, technological risk, operational risks, legal, and lastly, reputational risks. Now, all of these were taken into consideration for the startup of our business and product launch.